Hey guys, we're here for another tutorial video, a masterclass about PRTCl, and today we're going to talk about how to process your vocals into your mix. So here we go, looking into the vocal processing part of PRTCl. Basically, where to start is, we think, especially with a song like this, that it's the best. And I say we, as we are a studio. It's not just me working on songs, basically. I'm lucky enough to have a lot of people, talented people around me that also bring ideas to the table, especially during touring. That's really awesome. But the way that I work usually is separating a project where you edit things like a special synth or vocals or anything special that you want to add to a project. It's always better to separate it in projects, as you don't want to mess with the original source file. When things go wrong or sideways, then you don't want to lose everything. So a special project when it comes to vocal processing, and for the song called PRTCl, it's really, no, I don't want to say super advanced, but it's definitely more work than just compressing your vocal, melodizing it, and done. Here we try to give the vocal a little bit of an edge, and if you would listen to the original parts of the song that we asked MC Spider, which did an awesome job on the vocals, I think, if you would play it like the way that we got it, then it would sound fine, but it wouldn't bring anything special. So we added a lot of specials or like extra effects, distortion, pitch, in order to make it sound, cool and a little bit more suitable for the song.
We take it up, we take it down, we're bringing back the up. We take it up, we take it down, we're bringing back the underground sound. We take it up.
Well, if you listen to a lot of rappers, or for example Eminem or Drake, or maybe even Post Malone right now, who's also sort of singing, they're doing a lot with their vocals. And when you listen to the older songs of Eminem, you also hear that they empathize. My English is still not that great, but so they put extra focus on some words and some ends of sentences by layering and doubling it to give it more power. So that's what we did in the song as well. Like, it starts with something and then you double it up to give that part of the vocal a little bit more power, or to make it stand out. So as you can see, there are quite some layers going on here, but for everything that you hear, it seems maybe quite like much.
Take it up, take it down, bringing back the underground sound. Take it up, take it down, bringing back the underground sound. Take it up, take it.
Because there's so much going on, we try to separate everything here in colors. As you can see, there's some delay and echoes going on here. And usually it's like a few plugins that are very, very easy to use. Like Valhalla is a great reverb, and especially if you look at the amount of options that you have, it gives you a really quick result, and and it makes a song and also the vocal really fit in the mix easily. The reverb does not take up too much space. There's also plugins that have huge reverbs, but then also if you want to mix it, it's really hard to mix it in. So Valhalla is really good in bringing a little bit of reverb in it without losing the essence, and also without making it hard to mix. So a lot of Logic's own stock plugins, like the tremolo that makes it pan left to the right, like an echo that makes sure that it comes back to you a little bit. If I will play it.
We take it up, we take it down, bringing back the underground sound. We take it up, we take it down, bringing back the.
It fills the gaps in between where it's not being spoken with a delay or reverb. So it really it feels like it's one piece instead of just sentences. So you kind of glues it together.
We take it up, we take it down, bringing back the underground sound.
So this is really interesting. It's like an old trick that that's being used a lot, especially by guys like, well, guys, maybe it's better to say legends like Daft Punk. They were really good at processing vocals and to add like that vocoder feeling. And I thought that it would sound a little bit cooler to layer it up with a vocoder. And a vocoder is basically nothing but a synthesizer that's listening to audio that's being triggered by a send or by an aux, or depending on how you work. So here there's a plugin called Reactor, but there's many different ones, like Orange Vocoder is a good one too, that listen to a piece of audio that you can see here. It's called MIDI trigger, and MIDI trigger is nothing but the dry vocal, and then it's processing the vocal and it makes it sound like a synth, and you can actually play it over the keyboard. So if you would listen to that signal, and if you would listen to a source file, this is just a synth playing. There's no audio. As you can see, it's really MIDI, and it's just playing the note that you wanted to play. So if I would, I'm not sure if this works. So you can see how the synthesizer is also changing the key whenever you change the MIDI information. So in this way, you can really pitch your vocal the way you like it, and you can add extra dearth to your song, and you can make it sound really robotic. There's many ways of processing it, but we thought layering it here with the existing vocal as an extra instead of the main vocal, like Daft Punk is sometimes using it as their main vocal, so there's only the vocoder. But in this song, we wanted to have the original vocal and then adding this as a layer to it.
Take it up, take it down, bring it back up. Take it up, take it down, bring it back up.
Well, if you look here at the audio file, it's called MIDI trigger. This is the information that's being sent to the actual plugin called the Reactor. So this is where the synth listens to. So this is the audio that it gets and that it processes, and where you can, you know, change the values here. It's listening to that particular track here, and then it's being replayed, and it gives you the output of a synth. So yeah, it's a really small trick maybe, and a lot of people don't know how to use it, but it's really easy to incorporate it in your songs. And it can be really refreshing sometimes. The remix for the Chainsmokers, if you listen to the first part of the second break, it's also only vocoder, nothing but it. So it's a cool trick. Another plugin that I wanted to show you that works great in songs that we recently started using a lot, it's called the Little Alter Boy, where you can change formants and pitch of an audio file. Especially if you want to make things sound like The Weeknd a little bit, it's great. If you change formants, then you can mess up. You can actually mess with the pitch and with the tone of the vocal without losing its power, sort of. So if you pitch it down, it's gonna either sound like an alien voice or like a, yeah, we call it smooth, or like a little child, really. So yeah, if you use a formant, I can show you how it sounds like.
Take it up, take it down, take it up, take it down.
And you can link them together.
Take it up, take it down.
Oh, usually that works.
Take it up, take it down. Take it up, take it.
By linking them, you change the pitch and the format, but only changing the format is going to give a cool effect, and then you're going to get that that popular sound on Spotify that everybody uses and as effects. By changing the formats, you get that result really easily. And the Little Alter Boy is a great way of doing it. And you can add some drive to it, so it got some extra distortion. Either, like, this plugin is gold to me. I think we use it almost in every project. So, and what else? Well, there's some. There's also like a pitch going on here. If you take your vocal and if you load it into, for example, Contact or EXS24 or or Ableton. There's many different samplers that can do the same thing. You can pretty much pitch your vocal and also add it as a layer, so not as the main vocal, because then it's gonna lose the tonality of the song. But if you add it to it, then you're gonna get that cool, like, raising effect in the background.
So we take it up, we take it down, we bring it back the underground sound. We take it up, we take it down, we bring it back the underground sound.
So there's a couple of different layers playing here, and one is just staying on the same key, and the other one is just raising to it all the time, and that's really easy done in, for example, Contact, where you can pitch it up and pitch it down, and and add it as an extra source, so the vocal gets a little bit more vibrancy, as we would say it. Yeah, that's pretty much it actually for the processing part of the vocal. And in the end, it's also important to have your song, to have it melodined, to have it auto-tuned, depending on what the key of the song is. It's more important for like melody songs than for something that's as staccato as this one. But it's always important to melodine it, and there's like a plugin called CLA Vocals where you can really easily compress your vocal and give it a little bit of punch and delay. It's like a quick go-to and a quick fix if you have a vocal and you want to make it sound good really easily. The glue is a good compressor to give it a little bit more presence, to make sure that it's that it flattens out the waveform a little bit. Take out the T's and the S's, which can be a hassle sometimes in the vocal mix. That's pretty much it for the processing of the vocal, and now it's all about exporting it as a wave, or as the way you like it. We do it in wave. I wanted to quickly jump into some A/Bing so you can really hear the difference. And to start off with is, how does it sound like if you remove the synth of the entire vocal mix?
Take it up, we take it down, we bring it back the underground sound. We take it up, we take it.
So there's a few lows playing here, but
Take it down, we bring it back the.
And adding that synth to it.
We take it up, we take it down, we bring it back the underground sound. We take it up, we take it down, we bring it back the underground sound. We take it up. Take it down, we bring it back the underground sound. We take it up, we take it down, we bring it.
So it really gives that extra edge. And if I play it like this, it reminds me of a song of Skrillex called something with Nice Sprites or something. Legendary guy. He knows exactly how to do it much better than I do. But it's a cool way of adding something to your vocals to make it stand out. So talking about the entire thing, there's also a demo of how we got the vocal actually and how it sounds like now. There's a huge difference in the way that we got it and the way that it is now. So this is the original source file. You can even hear his chair cracking.
Yeah. We take it down, bringing back the underground sound. We take it up, we take it down. We're bringing back the underground sound. We take it up, we take it down. We're bringing back the underground sound.
Well, it's a really good source to start with, but as you can hear, there's a lot of work to be done before it sounds like this.
We take it up, we take it down. We're bringing back the underground sound. We take it up, we take it down. We're bringing back the underground sound. We take it up, we take it down. We're bringing back the underground sound. We take it up.
So yeah, it takes about 16 layers or 15 layers before it ends up like this. There might be people that say that the demo version sounds good enough as well, but we wanted to do something cool for this song, and yeah, happy with the result. All right, so much to talk about. I know it's a lot of information. Thank you guys for watching. Anything you want to know about this project, about how to processing vocals, let me know in the comments down there. And you have to understand, I'm still learning too. There's a lot of things that I might not know. If there's anything you want to teach me, guys, please let them know and let me know, because I love to learn from you guys as well.